Hello, my family. Hey, welcome back. Yesterday went real well. We started the chicken here on YouTube and we finished it last night on TikTok. We made fried chicken. We made some delicious chili. We had just so much fun. So today I'm gonna make a quick pastry dough, a flaky pastry dough, which I'm gonna use for my dessert for tonight's TikTok live. Okay, tonight I'm gonna be making what's called chicken a la king, all right? Uncle Glenn style, all right? I never did it before, and I never made the pastry dough before. So I've made pie dough, but not pastry dough. So it's gonna be a little different, and we're gonna start. It's gonna take a couple of minutes. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator, and then 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, I'll be on TikTok tonight, going live to finish the dinner up. All right, so I hope you guys will join me there. All right, let me have a sip of coffee, put this on my warmer, and let's get going. Oh yeah, love my coffee. I love my coffee. All right, we got a bowl. This is very easy. Everybody can do this, all right? We're gonna start with, we're using just all-purpose flour, not bread flour. It's got too much protein in it and it'll probably stretch, it won't give us, it's just, you gotta use either all-purpose flour or pastry flour for this, all right? Because I want it to be flaky. So we're gonna have, the process is really what's gonna help. This is very similar to making pie dough also, all right? So 2.5 cups, all-purpose flour. Now you watch how quick this goes. A lot of fun too, actually, all right? Because you're just putting in here, we're doing the flour, we're gonna be putting in some salt, some sugar, and we're gonna work in some butter. That's really where the key is. And then we're gonna put ice cold water by the tablespoon until the dough comes together. Once it gets together, we're gonna form it and we're gonna put it in the refrigerator. And that's basically gonna be it. All right, so I got 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. All right, next thing is I gotta put some salt. All right, I'm gonna use some salt and I'm gonna use some sugar. Where's my little happy, there they are. Okay, so we're using 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and I'm using unsalted butter. If you're using salted butter, you can eliminate the salt. All right, so 1 teaspoon, boom, right in. All the dry ingredients right in. All right, next we need some sugar. Now the sugar's really giving it, it's gonna help you give it some color. If you wanna use brown sugar, you could. You wanna use honey, I guess you can use anything that's got some sugar in it. So we're gonna use a tablespoon of sugar, because I want to have some color on this. I don't want it to be flat. All right, there it is. Boop, right in. You know, you go to the store and you can buy this, but it's so easy that, why not make it yourself? And it's a lot of fun. All right, next thing, we're going to use 1 cup of butter. Now, 1 stick is equal to 1/2 cup. 2 sticks, 1 cup. All right, so, but we're gonna do, when we take this butter, we're not going to, you don't wanna use real soft butter, okay? You wanna use butter that has, it's got consistency to it, all right? Because you wanna work this into the dough. If you don't do that, if you use soft butter, it's just gonna be one big glob. You don't want that. So what I'm doing right here, all right, all I'm doing is taking this butter and I'm cutting it in half, and then I'm cutting it in half again, and then I'm gonna cut it into cubes, all right? So I cut it in half again, now I'm just cutting some cubes. I'll come right back there, you'll see, all right? Just some cubes. I'm gonna take these cubes after I mix that flour, sugar, and salt together, and we're gonna put this right in, all right? We're using 2, all right? Look at that. See the cubes? Right there, all right? We're about 4 minutes in, and we're already halfway done, okay? Oh. Let's get this. We're mixing the sugar, we're mixing the salt, we're mixing the flour, all-purpose flour here. Just want to make sure it's it's all together here. All right? I'm washing my hands real quick with my favorite soap. I always like to wash my hands. I don't use gloves in my house. All right? You use gloves? Use gloves. I don't use gloves. All right? All right. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right? Done. Boop. Hands washed again. But I love washing my hands with that soap. That soap is eucalyptus, olive oil, and basil. Smells great. I mean, I almost want to eat it. All right, so we got this in here. Now we're gonna you know what? I'm going to cut the other butter up because I want to work these all together. We're on, I want to try to get this live done. This short done in a pretty short period of time. That's why it's called a short. Here we are. 1, 2. And tonight, if you guys are new and you haven't visited Uncle Glenn with his family, we got 38,000 of us almost. We just started this in June over on TikTok. But we're going to be bringing our show over here to YouTube. Once we have 1,000 followers here or 1,000 subscribers, then we're going to be going live here. And this is where our table is going to be. All right? So if you're watching this, help us along. Come, subscribe. Have fun with us. All right. See that? The butter, all nice and cubed. Did it quick. We have 2 sticks equals 1 cup. I'm just dropping this in, spreading it out, and then we're going to sit here, and I am going to show you what you want to do. You want to work this. Let me put this down here so you can see better. All right, look. See this? All I did was take the butter, spread it out, put it in cubes, doing the same thing here, break it up, and now we're just going to stand here, and we're going to work this butter in by hand. All right, we're not mixing it. I'm using my hands. You want it to be flaky. It's almost like making a biscuit. When you make a biscuit, okay, you want those biscuits to be, you don't want them to be tough. You want them to be flaky. All right, they break apart. Well, this is going to be a flaky pastry dough. Very similar to pie dough. When you're making a pie dough, it's the same exact procedure. The difference is the folding of the dough. So right now I'm working this in. I want to have like little pieces of buttered dough, so to speak. Then we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of ice cold water. I'm going to take some ice cubes, throw it in a little thing of water, and we're going to put 1 tablespoon at a time in here to bring it together. We're not going to overmix it. I'm not using a mixer. I'm using my hands, okay? You see how I'm breaking this up? I'm just working this butter right into this flour. That's what you want to do, all right? So what am I saying when I said before it's very similar to making pie dough? Well, it is. The difference is that we're going to take this, once it's all together, we got all the butter worked in, we have the water worked in, we're going to take this, put it in the refrigerator, and when we take it out, in about an hour during my live, maybe an hour and a half, then we are going to roll it out with a rolling pin into a rectangle. Then I'm going to fold it like a letter, and I'm going to roll it again. But one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add butter in that layer. And that's going to really help the flakiness, all right, of what I'm looking for this particular dough. All right, that's where the difference is going to be between a pie dough and this pastry dough right here. All right, so these are all getting worked. All right, got a couple of more pieces. All right, and in the meanwhile, let me get some water, and I want to get some ice cubes right in here. Hold on, I'm just going to put some water in here, let this chill out while we're finishing that. We're going to put that in, we're going to roll it up, and it's going to be perfect. Okay? Look. Very simple. Ice water on the side. That's it. Let's get back to this real quick. All right? All right. All right, look. See, you got little pieces. That's what you want. You want this, you don't want this to be one lump of butter. You want to work it into the dough as best you can. It's actually getting some color too. And it's getting like little pellets, all right? And this is going to keep this dough flaky. That's what you want. You want it flaky, like a biscuit, all right? All right, I'm trying to find all the pieces that I put in, just break it up into the dough. I mean, it's almost ready right now to do. All right, and so this way, when we form it, see this? Right now it's too dry, but it's okay. When we add that ice water now, watch what happens. We're going to add it a tablespoon at a time. Actually, I'm probably going to put in 5 tablespoons because I know that it's going to take at least 5 tablespoons. And it's probably going to be around 8 or 9, maybe between, maybe not. Every dough is different depending on the flour. The flour you're using really determines whether or not it's going to be, it's going to need more water or not. Okay, we got little pieces. All right, look at that. All right, That's what you want. All right, so let's get a tablespoon. I got the water right here, okay? This is really easy. 1, 2, whoops, I spilled some. 3, 4. All right, so we got about 5 in there right now. Okay, see it in here? Now I'm just gonna take it. You don't wanna overwork it, you just wanna get it worked into that flour. Moisten that flour up so that we can form a dough with it. Then it's gonna be good. All right, so I'm just working that in, okay? Nothing major. All right, look, see how nice and flaky this is? Looking good already, okay? And if I squeeze it now, see it's coming together more. We're gonna add more water to this, all right? Probably another 4 or 5 tablespoons of water, and then we're gonna try to form it, okay? All right, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. That means we have about 10 in there, okay? This should be more than enough, I would hope, okay? And we're just working this in, getting all the flour. You notice I'm not really trying to put it together yet. I'm just trying to incorporate all that moisture evenly, all right, in here. And now we're gonna start to squeeze it and try to put it together, all right? See how now it's a dough? Okay, good, okay. So I'm gonna start to form this into a dough ball. If I have to add more water, I'll add more water. But I think this is gonna work, actually, okay? I'd rather it be more, a little drier than too wet, actually, okay? See? Look how nice this is forming, all right? Like making a snowball here. All right, and what did it take us? We'll probably be done with this. We're about 12 minutes in, a little bit more. That's all right, okay? All we're doing now, I'm gonna take this, mix this up. I'm gonna get some plastic wrap. We're gonna wrap this, we're gonna form it into a disc, and we're gonna put it in the refrigerator. And that's gonna be it, all right? I can actually make a second one right here. All right. Okay. All right. I'm just going to put this together like this. Okay. Now I'm going to get some plastic. Get some plastic wrap. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to put it in the refrigerator. And later on my TikTok Live, we are going to make a nice dessert. I'm going to make a raspberry crumb dessert with that. All right. We're going to flatten it out. We're going to bake it. We're going to make our own crumb. We're going to use some raspberry jam, and I'm going to use some almond paste as well. All right? What we're doing here now is taking this, like that. We're going to take our dough, put it over here. You could actually do it in 2 discs if you wanted to. I'm going to pour this right here, right on top. Because I'm going to roll this out later with a rolling pin. All right, so I just want it to stay together. Let the gluten, a little bit of gluten that's in here, work up a little bit. That's why I'm resting it. I'm going to rest it in the refrigerator because I don't want it to get soft on me. All right, I'm going to take that, put that here like that, this here like this, and a happy knife, that. Like that. Remember, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, Uncle Glenn #2 on TikTok if you want to watch the whole process and you want to watch this finished. Okay? And there it is, my friends. We just made pastry dough. Step number 1. So I'm going to have some coffee. I'm going to get ready for my live, and I hope I see you in a little bit. Okay?